Ha, ha, ha. They told me that I couldn't trade the Nasdaq. I said, Patrick, the Nasdaq's too difficult. You won't be able to trade it. Well, today I made over $3,000 trading the Nasdaq with one simple idea. One very simple idea, something that I've learned over the last 7 years as a day trader. What is it? You're going to find out here in this video. Let's go. What's going on, guys? Patrick here. Today, I traded the Nasdaq, something that most people told me that I couldn't do. Like, oh, you can't do it. But I did it. And there's a reason that I was able to make over $3,000 today trading the Nasdaq. There's one very simple reason. I know you're on the edge of your seat waiting. What is it? Is it an indicator? Is it a tool? What could he be doing? It's called price action, my friends. At the end of the day, price action is king. You can trade the ES, you can trade the Nasdaq, you can trade the Dow, you can trade oil, crude, whatever, you can trade it all. Bitcoin, you can trade any type of instrument if you understand price action. You can see here in my Topstep account making $3,355. The big focus, like always, is number one, our largest winner was $1,800. Our largest loser, $480, right? Largest winner, almost what, 3 or 4 times larger than my largest loser. That's what we want to be focused on. That is the key to getting consistency as a day trader. And as you can see here, my entry is getting long right there from the 73s, taking profit there at the 03s for 30 handles there, from the 10s up to the 32s for 20 there, from the 33s up to the 53s for another 20. So 20 handles, 20 handles, 30 handles. That's 70 handles today on the Nasdaq, making $3,000 trading 3 contracts. And we talked about all these levels as it was happening during the live stream with the book map, focusing big on the book map. Where's that liquidity at right now? Pushing up there to that 31 level. You can see how this liquidity acts as a magnet. The next liquidity is up there 35, 36. So we push through here, we go to that level, and then we keep pushing higher. That liquidity, just because it's there, just because there's like, oh my God, there's sellers at 35, does not mean that it's the end of the, it's not going to go any higher. This is actually the ES there, but you can see the Nasdaq right now, the 60 levels. So we're looking at the book map to see these levels of liquidity for areas, for targets almost. Like if I'm long right now, I'm like, hey, I want to see this area right here gets pushed. 60s, that's be my target. If I'm long from the 40s, I'd be thinking, okay, I want to look for a push to the 60s. Right now, we're pushing 51. So you're like, okay, I think this is looking pretty good. Can we get up there towards the 60s? This might actually happen right here live on YouTube. That'd be perfect. We're pushing there 53s. And you're thinking, okay, price is moving. We got 55 liquidity now. So if we get through 55s, then you're looking for that 60, 65 area right there. And we'll see if it kind of happens. Hey, if you want to learn more about my overall strategy, all the indicators that I use, everything going through my process, my edge, my mindset, and all of that. If you want to learn more, there's a link down below to get an exclusive offer right now for the Market Flow Trader community. We got a lot of new stuff coming. There's new videos going up all the time. Let's go. Focus, as always, is price action. Price action, price action, price action. I saw people in the chat today that were like, well, why are you bullish? Why do you think it's going to go higher? You can see the market bounced off of that pivot point area. We pushed back up off the lows, and look at how convincing this big bullish candle is. We had that big bullish candle back to the upside. So at that point, I'm not going to short right here. There's no reason I'm going to short when we had this big move back up. We pushed above resistance, pushed above a resistance. There's no reason for me to do anything other than ride momentum to the upside. Now, where's your best entry? How do you want to play this? What do we get? We got confirmation that we're moving back up with this candle, we're pushing back up. So now we basically need to pull back, and what I want to see is a pullback to the middle of this candle right here, that 15-minute candle, and then that breakout, and then boom, that's price action. Very simple. We don't need any indicators. We don't need any rules other than the fact of like, hey, I'm looking to get long. We push above the high of this candle being that 37 level, and then that target up there at that pivot at the 110. So we're looking for these levels of interest. 110. We had the pivot point down there acting as support. So we were very bullish, bouncing off that pivot point, getting that confirmation back to the upside there. And that was the move we were looking for. Again, looking at the book map here to see if we're going to get that push to the 60s. A little bit of a pullback right now, but that 60 area still sitting there, 62s. So kind of waiting to see, will it push 62s? Every day we're using the book map live on YouTube, showing you guys where all this liquidity is sitting at. So if you haven't already tuned in, make sure you tune in 9:15 a.m. And right now, waiting to see, will we push to the 60s? Just want to show you guys kind of how that liquidity is pulling the price higher. Not so much a deterrent, but more so when there's all that liquidity sit up there, the market's kind of like pushing, wanting to get up there to test that liquidity level. And that's kind of what we got. We got about 48 contracts. You can see they actually pulled that down. 62 is still sitting there right now. So you're thinking one quick spike up to test that liquidity up there. And then also liquidity to the downside as well. So you got the idea of, either the market's either trending higher. What's the overall price action telling us? Are we going to push? Are we going to get stuck here right there, adding liquidity at the 50s? The big focus for me, as always, again, is that 1 minute chart. I'm looking at the 1 minute chart. We got the breakout earlier today there. The indicator told us exactly kind of the setup. We were above the VWAP. We got above the 21. If you look at the 3 minute chart as well, everything lining up beautifully there for that breakout as that pullback on the 15 minute chart, and then that big push up there to that pivot point at the 110s, all the way up there to the 160s now. So a absolutely beautiful move, over 100-point move from this entry, this breakout, all alerted during the live stream, and then that big push up. We got the 1 minute signal there as well from the 32 push. 37s was the push we were looking for, and there's that move all the way up there to the 50s. So absolutely beautiful move there on the Nasdaq today, just going straight up over 100 points from that breakout. And we talked about that whole entire setup, the idea of this squeezing up there into the hundreds, and then the 30, the pivot point above that pivot point at the 110 area, then that 30-50 level kind of be in there next. Still watching the book map here. Will it want to push up there, take out that 62 level? As we watch it live right now, that 62 level is still sitting there. The price bouncing around here at the 50s. Will they want to squeeze it one more time to tap that 60 liquidity? We're watching it. You can see the book map showing us kind of an idea of where that target is for the upside move here. Momentum to the upside. The high of days so far basically right there at this liquidity level. And we'll see if that's going to want to squeeze up there. You can see the price action right now here on the 1,000 tick chart as we pull back kind of into this bull flag and then get this push up there towards the 60s right now. 51s trying to push up 55 right there, resistance. So the 62s being up there next. And watching here for this push up here into the 60s on the book map right now. I just want to kind of see if this is going to happen, just so you guys can see as an example of how that liquidity is basically acting as a magnet to pull the price higher there. Right now having a little bit of trouble right there. So we'll see. I think maybe it'll probably get there later on, but right now a little bit of a pullback here. And the Nasdaq making it happen today. Price action, my friends. You get rid of all the indicators, get rid of all the stuff, and what does it tell you? Price action in the day. We got this big bullish candle. There's no reason to be short. Once you get that big bullish candle like that, like why be short when the market wants to go higher? Don't try to fight the trend. I saw people in the live stream that were like, I'm shorting. I'm going to short the top here. They try to keep shorting this thing. They were like, I'm going to short right here. Right? Like, no, that's not good. They got squeezed. They're like, oh, I'm going to short right here. Oh, they got squeezed. Oh, I'm going to short right here. They didn't get squeezed yet, but possibly. Yeah, they did get squeezed later. So there we go. Right now, like I said, getting that push up there to the 60s. There's 57, 60 right now, and then you got 65 and 70 up there next. So pretty much this is all playing out like we've been talking about as we started this video. That push up there to the 60s, we saw that liquidity. Will we go all the way into the 60s now? There you go, 60s getting touched. I mean, how much better can you get here, my friends? I'm showing you guys all this live in the moment as it's happening live on YouTube, calling out these levels. So tune in 9:15 a.m. And yeah, there's that push. I'll take it. 61. We pushed 60s right there. So I'll claim it. It's mine. I won. So there it is, another day doing it all live on YouTube. If you guys want to learn more about what I'm thinking, what I'm doing, my whole entire process, learn more about the Market Flow Trader community, there's a link down below. I'll talk to you guys later on.